So, obviously, what has taken place in Texas is an absolute tragedy. My heart goes out to the families and the friends of all these victims, and so many of them children. It's just beyond catastrophic, and it just hurts to hear these stories of these families that were torn apart, right? If you're a decent human being, it's going to choke you up, and it's terrible. These were young girls and young children, so many of them that lost their lives. But the way Donald Trump and members of his administration are handling this is they're making excuses. Here's what we know for sure. We know that Donald Trump and his administration gutted the NOAA. Over 800 people were laid off or forced into retirement. You cannot tell me that didn't play some sort of role in what took place over the weekend. We also know that hours before, these families were not warned of this incoming weather that came in. And the number keeps rising. I would imagine it'll probably be over 100 by the end of the day, and I wish that wasn't the case. And so many of these people, children, one person is too many to lose. These were young children who had their entire lives ahead of them. And we keep hearing from MAGA Republicans, now's not the time to talk about politics. We hear this after, a mass shooting event. We hear the same thing, now's not the time to be talking about gun control. Well, now's exactly the time to be talking about the failures, because every single time something happens under a Democrat president, under a Democrat governor, that's all they want to do is make it political. But the fact of the matter is that there's one party that supports FEMA, and there's another party that wants to abolish FEMA. I think you know what I'm talking about here. Donald Trump and Kristi Noem want to get rid of FEMA altogether. Donald Trump is the guy that gutted the NOAA with these DOJ cuts. And on July 4th, when dozens of children were unaccounted for, it was Donald Trump who was dancing on the 4th of July and forcing his contractual wife to get within a few feet of him. Didn't say one thing about these floods until the following day, where he was asked about the floods, and this is so heartwarming. Listen to what Donald Trump had to say about it.
Anything to say about the floods in Texas? Oh, that's terrible. The floods? It's shocking. They don't know the answer yet as to how many people, but it looks like some young people have died. Federal aid for the... Oh, yeah, sure. We'll take care of it. We're working with the governor. It's a terrible thing.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing. We're working with the governor. Boy, that's really heartwarming, Mr. President. Going to be playing golf today? You see, because if this happened under Joe Biden, 24/7, Fox News, OAN Newsmax, you guys would be attacking Democrats 24/7. But you see, the proof is in the pudding here. It's in the pudding. You gutted the NOAA. Now we have this horrific tragedy where so many people have lost their lives. You gutted the FAA. We've had more plane crashes in the last 6 months than we've had in the last 6 years. Is that just a coincidence? Or are you going to blame the Joe Biden administration? Yeah, here's Donald Trump trying to blame I'm not making this up because we have the audio to prove it to you. This is Donald Trump trying to blame the Joe Biden administration when he's been president for 6 months on what has taken place in Texas and all these families and these innocent people losing their lives, and they didn't get the warnings. And somehow Donald Trump is trying to blame Joe Biden. Listen to this.
Okay.
Are you investigating whether some of the cuts to the federal government left key vacancies at the National Weather Service or in the emergency coordination?
No,
They did not.
They didn't. I'll tell you, if you look at that what a situation that all is, and that was really the Biden setup. That was not our setup, but I wouldn't blame Biden for it either. I would just say this is a 100-year catastrophe, and it's just so horrible to watch.
Are you planning to visit Texas?
Biden for it either, but let's say this was Biden's fault, but I won't blame him for it. Takes absolutely no responsible. So I guess my question to MAGA is it ever Donald Trump's fault? If anything happens under his watch, will he ever take responsibility? Will you blame Donald Trump for anything?